With a population of over 200 million, access to water, sanitation and hygiene, WASH in Nigeria remains a critical challenge. Despite progress made over the years, over half the population still lack basic access to clean water, decent toilets and good hygiene.
Only 10% of the population have combined access to water, sanitation and hygiene, and only 12% of the population have access to hygiene services. And in line with WaterAid's slogan, we felt there was a need to think big, act fast, and be agile.
For over 2 decades, WaterAid, an organization dedicated to improving access to WASH, has been working tirelessly to address these challenges.
The last strategic cycle, which ended in 2022, happened in a phase within the WASH sector that I would say we never had it so good. There was huge political will at the federal level to initiate and sustain reforms to revitalize the WASH sector. WaterAid played a vital role in the declaration of a state of emergency by the federal government and actively supported the implementation of a national action plan to revitalize the sector.
After the declaration of the state of emergency in 2018 by the presidents of Nigeria, we solicited for the assistance of WaterAid. Again, WaterAid assisted the state in the development of the Bauchi State Strategic WASH Action Plan for the revitalization of WASH sector in Bauchi State.
WaterAid has contributed to improving sanitation in communities within Nigeria by providing sanitation facilities in schools, public places, and healthcare centers with the support of several donors. Through partnerships, WaterAid has also improved access to clean water, sanitation, and hygiene for millions of people in Nigeria.
Since I've been here in Nigeria for the last 2 years, we've worked very closely together. And I would say some of the initiatives that we've co-led, if you like, was things like training we had last year on the successes of the Jigawa becoming ODF. And we brought together several states to learn from the teams in Jigawa what the learnings had been, to hopefully increase the chances of other states becoming ODF very soon.
WaterAid provided support to the federal government of Nigeria in its bid to put an end to open defecation in the country by working together with the Clean Nigeria Campaign Secretariat.
The Clean Nigeria campaign started sometime in 2019. Commencing with that particular program to end open defecation in Nigeria, I would say that all our partners, WaterAid, we have all worked together.
Of course, the work done by WaterAid in strengthening water, sanitation, hygiene, and other related issues is basically apparent in our communities.
Enugu State cannot forget in a hurry the impact of WaterAid on development of the state water law. They helped out in drafting it and monitored it to the end of approval.
We've actually worked together to deliver a whole lot of documents. We have the CLTS training manual that we have today. It was part of that. We also have the roadmap leading to ending open defecation.
Over the last strategy circle, WaterAid and her partners have made significant progress and recorded remarkable successes in the last few years in addressing the critical challenges of water, sanitation, and hygiene in Nigeria.
So we've worked together on a number of policy issues, particularly things like the Hand Hygiene for All roadmap, which has been a very successful initiative, together with many sector partners, but WaterAid was definitely amongst them.
WaterAid has been able to transform communities and positively impact the vulnerable, especially women and girls who bear most of the burden of searching for water. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, WaterAid also took a lead role in promoting hygiene behavior change to help curb the spread of infectious diseases in communities. Despite these successes, there is still a lot to be done to achieve universal access to wash in Nigeria before the 2030 target of the Sustainable Development Goals.
We have a big target in our hands, ending open defecation in Nigeria. And beyond that, we're also looking at universal access, which is also talking about 2030, when we should have 100% that, and then leaving no one behind.
This is why WaterAid is taking the next step in launching a new strategy to build on the existing successes and reach more communities.
In collaboration with all our partners, from the government to the NGOs to private sector to research institutions, we decided to go through a very collaborative and participatory process to enable us craft a bold, ambitious and inspiring new strategy that will be collectively owned and implemented. Our direction in the new strategy has been informed by the fact that we looked at progress towards achieving universal access by 2030, and progress has been very slow. Till today in Nigeria, 48 million people are still defecating in the open. WaterAid will be focusing on two key aims for the next 5 years. The first aim is universal, sustainable and safe access to water, sanitation and hygiene in designated geographic areas to influence wider change. The second aim is to increase the resilience of wash services to the negative impact of climate change.
The goal is to reach 10 million people directly with improved wash services through collaborative interventions, and indirectly reach 17 million by supporting and influencing governments and partners to scale up wash access. From households to communities, local governments and across states, WaterAid's focus for the coming years is to accelerate Nigeria's journey to attaining universal access to water, sanitation and hygiene.
We must ensure that WASH receives the prioritization that it deserves, and the scale of funding needed is provided to ensure universal access for everyone, everywhere.